Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Creative Creations, and I welcome you here to our monthly Recreation, Inspiration, See One, Do One, Teach One playlist. The whole thing is very, very close to my heart. If you want to know a little bit more about it, ask away. I will definitely let you know. So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, I would like it if you could think about hitting that subscribe button. That helps my channel grow, as well as hit the notification bell, give me a big old thumbs up, and a comment, because I absolutely love to respond to comments. Alright, now let's get into this first project. So in this playlist, we see someone else's work, and they have touched us in a way that has helped us with our journey here on YouTube. So this is going to be from Emily from the Farm Charm Chic channel. She's an amazing friend. She's helped me out tremendously. So I've picked 3 of her fall projects. I think 1 she did this year, 2 she did last year, and I have recreated it in my version of it. So I went out to my garage and I got these 5 pieces of wood that I cut. They are pallet wood, so it's reclaimed pallet wood, and I'm making this planter box. Now you'll see in a moment her version. She had just a little planter box that she had picked up somewhere, and this is about approximately the same size. Okay, now I'm taking antique wax and I'm putting it all over the outside and the top of this wood. This wood ended up being absolutely beautiful wood. But I did want to tell you, you will see as I'm working on little things. Oh, this is a sign for it. I'm painting it. I'm dry brushing the white. I had already put antique wax on it. You will see as I'm working next to me things that I haven't made yet, or you'll see things that is further along already, because I was jumping around as I was making it. So I'm making this look like shiplap. So I painted it white. I used a pencil, put the lines on there, and then I rubbed it with my finger that smudged it. Then I dry brushed some antique wax, and then I am writing. Now Emily used chalk tor. I don't have chalk tor, so I just hand wrote this. Now I did try to use my Cricut. The problem is when I write those little itty bitty tiny words, my Cricut has an issue with that. It tears it up, so I can't use it. So I went ahead, and this is has this little sign. You'll see in a moment what it says, because I absolutely cannot remember what I put on there, because this was like 2 weeks ago that I made it. But I think it says something about yeah, we'll see, autumn. Yeah, autumn something, fresh, or pumpkins, applesauce, or not applesauce, apple cider. I don't know, this direction with an arrow. You'll see in just a moment. I'm sorry, I literally cannot remember what I wrote on it, and I'm not near where it's at right now. So I had to draw some little pumpkins, and I just used an orange marker. I cannot remember the name of the marker. I guess I need to pay more attention to writing things. So I went ahead and I glued the frame on this, and I am going to take this buffalo check, black and white buffalo check ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting it all around the center of this box so that it has a little bit of decor on it. So I'm just getting this all done, and then I'm going to glue that little sign right to the front of that, just like that. So I'm getting that done, and then I'm going to, this is Emily's version. This is my version, so I didn't have the exact same greenery, so I'm just going to change it different. Now, those brown pumpkins were great. The white, off-white pumpkins and the bright orange pumpkins, they're too stark. So I'm going to dry erase, or not dry erase, I'm going to dry brush antique wax on them. But I'm first going to put the floral foam in here. This comes from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a package of 4 of these pieces. 3 of them fit perfect. I don't know how I did that because I didn't measure them, but it worked. It goes in there super snug. So this is where I'm going to take, first I'm going to put some Spanish moss in there. I didn't have a lot, so I kind of had to spread it out, but you couldn't see no green after it was done. I'll go ahead and glue that down, and then I'm going to start using the antique wax on those pumpkins because they're just too stark, too bright. Or the white, it needed more details. So I'm cutting these little ball things that I got from the Dollar Tree. I don't even remember what the name of it, if I even had it on there. And I'm just going to cut them and put them across the back. And then I'm going to get those cattails, those yellow cattails from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put them in between for the backdrop behind the pumpkins. But like I said, I wanted to make them not look so bright, so I wanted more detail in the pumpkins, and I do go ahead and I use antique wax on these pumpkins. I think they look more natural this way. So I'm just taking these off this pick. I'm going to use the leaves and the pumpkins. So I'm just going to glue them around on the edge like you can see me doing, so that I have like a platform for the pumpkins to sit on. So I'm just gluing that down all the way around, and this is when I noticed that these need to be darkened up a little bit. So I grab my stuff and I get ready to start dry brushing all of these, and they end up looking more natural than they do, or at least maybe not so much natural, but they look like they fit together. They're more apt to be a cluster instead of these brown ones, these off-white ones, and these bright orange ones. And I do in a couple of minutes show that I ended up needing more of the orange ones, but I don't use this size. I get another, I have a card with them hooked onto it like the off-white ones, like clips, and I use those ones. But as you can see, this is just taking away all of that bright orange that is on these, and then the white, I just wanted them to have some depth to them, so that you can see the lines, the grooves of a pumpkin. Now that I'm finishing up the dry brushing, I'm going to start putting those in. I'm cutting the sticks down, the skewers down, or the little sticks down, so that I can put them in and stick them in. And then I'm working with the other ones, and this is when I realized that I need to get 3 more pumpkins in this planter, and so I'm going to grab the 3 more and do the dry brushing. But I'm sorry you cannot see all of what I was doing. I couldn't get a big enough space on my camera, or not space, window on my camera so that I could see it. I needed to lift my camera up, and I was unable to at the moment. So here I'm putting some larger maple leaves in the front, and then I'm going to finish putting more of those pumpkins in, and then that's when I realized that I didn't want just mainly 1 row of pumpkins, so that's why I go ahead and I grab the other 3 pumpkins so that I can put it on top so it looks more better. Not more better, that's the horrible way to say it. So it looks better, let's put it that way. Alright, So let's go ahead. Like I said, I'm going to grab those other 3 and then follow through and do that as well. Okay, now that I am finishing those 3, I go ahead and put them in. They're a lot smaller. Their color was a little bit deeper, so they weren't all the same. So I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you guys love it as well, because I sure love it. And that was mine, and then this one is Emily's, so I hope you really like it. Okay, now with this, the information on this is a reoccurring playlist that we do every 3rd Monday of the month, and it's recreation, inspiration, do one, see one, do one, teach one, and that is what we're doing. So now I went out and cut these triangles out of this wood, and I will tell you, you can see that box that I just finished a moment ago. Like I said, I was jumping around. I am painting this one with Maize from Waverly. I'm going to paint one from Pumpkin colored from Waverly, and then the 3rd one I am going to be painting Folk Arts Adirondack White. Sorry. And then I end up painting the ends of them so it looks like pie crust. I do the sides as well because it's going to be a stack, and I realized I probably didn't need to do all of the top painting on the 2 of them. That's going to be sandwiched together, but hey, I did it. It's done. It's okay. So here I am, just making sure it's all done, doing all the touch-ups. And here I am, I'm doing sheepskin, I think sheepskin from Folk Art, and I'm just going to paint the ends for the pie crust so that it actually looks like a pie. Now these are, of course, are different from Emily's. This was pallet wood, so it's not perfect wood. Hers was probably out of a 4x1 or 1x4, and mine was out of a 1x4 as well, but it was pallet wood, which is a lot rougher, but I was okay with that. So I'm painting getting that finished. Then I'm going to stack these together and glue them, and then actually first instead I did that, I painted on the sides. So I'm using a white paint on the orange and the yellow, and I'm using the sheepskin on the white, because you wouldn't be able to see it if I wrote it in white, right? So I'm just going to be writing fresh pumpkin pie. So on each word, on each slice of pie, and then I'm going to be gluing them together. And as you can see there on the left, there is beads, and so I'm going to use those little beads at the top, at the end, to for a floret of the pie crust at the top of, you know what I'm saying. You'll see when I do it, just so you can see that the pie crust is coming up, and so it doesn't look like it's so flat and not up, because usually pie crust comes up higher than the pie. So it ends up looking just fine. And here I am finishing up those beads, and then I grab some 1/8 inch white silk ribbon, and I am just wrapping it around my 2 fingers like it's going to be like a pom-pom, but of course it's not going to be a pom-pom. We are making what sort of looks like the whipped cream. It came out looking okay. Emily used, looks like a burlap ribbon or something. I didn't have any of that color. She did off-white. I decided to do just pure white. So once I get this tied, then I'm going to put some hot glue in the center and pinch it so that the loops are going upwards. Now I could have did a lot more loops and it would have done that by itself. I chose to stop where I did. I thought it looked fine. So here I am just holding it, and then I'm going to glue that right into the center, and to me that looks closest I could get to the whipped cream. So I hope you guys enjoy this. You will see Emily's version and my version. So here's my version. It's not perfect, but I like it. And then this one is, or that's the top view of mine, and then this one is Emily's. So yeah, I think I like it. So let's get right into the third one. All right, so I went out to my garage again, and I got a piece of actually this was not pallet wood, this was pine, but it had been used for something else. It had some holes in it. So I went ahead and I filled them up with the spackling from the Dollar Tree and sanded it. And then I was going to put the paint on it, and I decided to go ahead and paint it white. And I painted there's a triangle as well, and you can see I'm painting the little sign now for the flower arrangement that I'd done, or the centerpiece. And now I'm painting the house shaped one white. I wanted the white base. Now I'm putting the tape on after the white dried, and I am going to make this look like a candy corn. So I'm putting orange in the middle. Now I realize the orange stripe is not white enough, so I move my tape down and I make it a little bit wider so that it doesn't look like a little tiny orange line in between the white and the yellow. And these are the exact same colors: the orange, the pumpkin, the maize, and then the white. The white, of course, is the white. And now I set that aside, and now I'm using tape to tape off the house, and I'm going to do a check. I don't know if I would call it a buffalo check. I didn't do it the way I should have done it to make it a buffalo check, but I think it turned out okay. It's not the same as Emily's, but I didn't expect it to be. So I did the 2 stripes, and now I'm going to do stripes up and down. And so instead of using black again, I'm using gray, and I put the gray around the edges as well, and then we're going to call that good. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it is what it is. And I was just doing some little touch-ups on this, and then after that is done, I get it all dry with my Darcy heat gun. And here I am dry brushing that little thing that we've already seen me do before, but hey, that's okay. All right, and you can see Emily's in the corner right there. So I got my chippy brush out, my old chippy brush. I was going to use it, and I just decided not to do it. So now I am going to get the beads, and we're going to use jute, and I'm going to make like a bead tassel on the house. So I'm going to do 3 colors on each end, and I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to make that corner stiff, and I'm using my Cricut tool to clean out any of the wood shavings that might be stuck in the center of the beads, because that happens. So I'm just going ahead and I'm going to put them where they end up I'm putting them all together the same. You'll see what I ended up doing. So I put white, orange, yellow, and then I'm going to do the opposite. I think I did the opposite. I had to check it and see. Yeah, I took them off and then I redid it. So I'm doing the opposite from the other. So I went yellow, orange, white. That way when they hang not side by side, but together, they'll be the exact same on both ends of the jute. And I tie a knot, and then I put the bead down so it stays there, and I trim that. Now I'm going to lay it across, and then I'm going to grab another piece. I'm going to glue it on there, and then I'm going to grab another piece I'm going to grab the jute, and I'm going to wrap it around like 4 or 5 times. I'm going to tie it, and then I'm going to pull that second one down. But I haven't tied it off because I wanted to make sure that it was where it needed to be. And then after that, I go ahead and I wrap it around 3 or 4 times. And so that way, these two things are tied in together, because you have your candy corn looking little plaque, whatever, and then now you have the tassels. Now, after doing this, I realized that I probably made the top of it too round. Should have been more of a triangle, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'm okay with it. So now that is done. I'm just going to tie a little shoestring bow on this jute, and then I'm going to hook these two together. They're not going to be 2 separate pieces. They are going to be a unit together. So I am going to glue them together so that you will be able to see both of them, just not all of one of them. And I'm going to head, after I make sure there's enough paint or enough glue on the jute that it won't slip off. Now I'm just putting the candy corn in front, and I'm going to glue that all together. I hope you guys really like all these projects. Don't forget to go down and check out all of the playlists of all these amazing creators. Also, down in the description box is Amanda's, she is my co-host, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. Her channel link will be in the description box, as well as the playlist link. So, you guys, you have a great, blessed day and week. Call somebody today and tell them you love them, because it might be exactly what they need to hear today. Also, guys, don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.